Boy, oh boy, it's been one crazy week, and I'm just blown away at the things that's happening. And at the same time, I'm just confident that Trump has this. Okay, they are all over the place. The Democrats are definitely scrambling, and it's definitely just a giant mess on their end. But we're here to get into this video, you guys. I will be giving my thoughts and commentary on the back end, so stay tuned for that. And thank you to everyone who leaves a positive comment and likes these videos and shares these videos and subscribes to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the King Squad. Let's get right into it.
Already agreed to step aside, and quote, he has no intention of endorsing Kamala Harris. That's a huge problem. Who's supposed to be next in line if the president can no longer carry his duties? It's supposed to be his vice president. And now again, we come to that same fundamental problem. We're 3 months away from election day, maybe 4 months, I don't know, didn't do the calendar math. You get the point, we're really close to election day. And not only are Democrats talking about pulling their candidate off the ballot, but they're also talking about scrapping the vice president essentially, and just building a brand new ticket in a way. Even if Kamala Harris stays on as vice president, it's still a brand new ticket. It doesn't make any sense. It would signal utter dysfunction, and on top of all of it, it probably also wouldn't go so well with young voters and people of color, as Sonny Hostin puts it.
Kamala, if she is leapfrogged and there's just some open convention, no Democratic nominee can win without the black vote. Black women will not support Kamala Harris being looked over. Why? Because she is ready, overlooked. But she is ready to be the president.
No, she is not. Here we go. These mouth breathers. The spewing out venom. Here we go again. Yeah, she's definitely not okay. We called her the cackling co-pilot for a reason. And if you know anything about the cackling co-pilot, she is too busy cackling to know what's going on. So, especially with this election, there's a lot on the line here. It's not just a matter of, okay, who's going to be the president for the next 4 years, but we possibly have wars on the horizon and everything like that. And Kamala Harris, president for war and president of the United States, oh my gosh. You must like inflation. You must like seeing the destruction of these kids. You must like just having an insane economy that's very challenging to live in for many people. People are they just baffle me, man, how they just spew out this nonsense. I'm sitting here and I'm like looking at the economy. I'm like, I don't know if you guys have taken a look at the world, but it's not looking pretty. And this is why we're going so hard for Trump. Okay, Trump comes in, he knows what's going on, he's a businessman, and as I stated before, Trump is somebody who he can make sure the paperwork is right on the front end, which allows us to have fun on the back end. So once we get things situated and start getting ourselves back headed in the right direction, then we can start easing up and making life much more easier and affordable to live in and everything like that moving forward. Okay, that's him being a businessman and then coming into politics. But Kamala Harris, oh my gosh. And then you start seeing like the Democrats who turned against Biden and all that stuff. You see Democrats coming out and saying, I'm telling you guys, you're making a mistake. If you guys want Kamala in here, you're making a mistake voting for her, pushing for her, donating to her. You're making a mistake if you do that. It's insane out here.
Been in the Oval Office with him. She's been in the Situation Room with him. How dare people suggest that she is incompetent?
It's possible that if they skipped over Kamala Harris, that would be viewed as the ultimate F you to black voters across the nation. You mean to tell me that that's your genius play, Democrats? To drop your candidate right ahead of the election, snub the vice president, snub all the black voters who support her, and then pick some random no-name Democrat because he's a regular, harmless-looking white dude? I'm sorry, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I know everybody wants to...
I think they might have picked Kamala. I think they definitely picked Kamala. I gotta look into it, but I think they picked Kamala at the time of this recording. It's insane out here. It's really insane out here. Like, if you're not paying attention to what's going on, you got to wake up. And to the people who aren't paying attention, this is the year to really know. You got to really watch out here, because these next 4 years, buckle up. I am telling you. And then to have Kamala sit here with these world leaders. Oh my gosh. What a catastrophe it would be.
to be ahead of the curve. They're going to be the one who predicted that Joe Biden was going to drop out of the race 2 years ahead of when it happened. As cool as that might be, I just can't rationalize it. The political calculus seems, frankly, idiotic, especially when you consider how badly Joe Biden's doing with black voters. And by the way, it continues to get worse.
There was a poll out today, a poll of African-American women showing a 31-point drop in support from 2020 to 2024 in terms of plans to vote for President Biden.
Yeah, snubbing your vice president, who's supposedly this historic figure, the first female black vice president in American history, doesn't exactly seem like a good play. And what's the other option? Going with Kamala Harris? Well, also probably not a good idea, considering some of the latest polls have her down by 10 points in some of the most important swing states. Look at this. She's obviously not the candidate. The way I see it is the way I've seen it for a while now. Democrats had the option to replace Joe Biden. That was like 8 months to a year ago. That's when they had the option. Now it's obviously too late. Even if they could do it, the question is, should they do it? And also another question that should be asked is, can they do it? Is Joe Biden going to accept stepping down? Again, doesn't exactly seem in his character. And after all the reports and speculation that supposedly he was stepping down, it seems the Biden White House is countering the claims. Biden drops a new statement hinting that he's not dropping out anytime soon. His biggest fan and favorite shill, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is also leaping to his defense in her typical TikTok vlog style.
I believe he definitely did drop out. And now, this is where I say I think Kamala is like, I don't know if she's like the president now or how this stuff works. I mean, this is my first time really paying attention to politics, like outside of like when Trump was, the first time he was running. But I do believe Biden stepped down, and I think Kamala's in charge now, which is scary. So definitely stay prayed up out here.
The president is old. The president is very old. Donald Trump is also very old and a racist and a neo-Nazi. There is no...
Really? You're still running with that? I mean, I get tired of hearing that. I really do. I really get you'd say that about Trump, and you see the way he's embraced by all the different nationalities, and then you sit here and I don't know about all the different nationalities, but I know as far as like black people go in like most of the country and all that, yeah, he's definitely embraced. And then you see the way Jim Crow Joe is over here pandering for the black vote, offering up fried chicken and while eating a burger. And I just can't get down with that. I can't do that. And you call Trump a racist. All right. But then you take Biden, and then you push for socialism and communism. And man, I can go on for days. So we're just going to continue on with this.
Safe option. If you are the kind of politician that genuinely wants to be president of the United States, a lot of those folks don't want that. They don't want to be shooed in 8 weeks before an election starts. Because let me tell you something. People think this election is in November. The convention is in 4 weeks, and early ballots go out. The first early ballots in this country go out 4 weeks after that. This election is not in November. It's in September. My community does not have the luxury of accepting loss in July of an election year.
Yada, yada, yada. We can't replace Joe Biden, and something about neo-Nazism. I don't know. You know what it feels like is less that Joe Biden is willing to step down and more like Democrats are trying to force him to step down. There's a word for that. It feels more like a coup. And again, I will state, I don't think coups are necessarily inspiring confidence in the voter. I don't think last-minute desperate coups against your presidential candidate is how you convince people that you got everything under control. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. As per usual with these things, it's hard to predict. I guess we'll just have to see. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got.
So that's all for this video, you guys. I do believe Biden stepped down now, okay? That's something that I think I had gotten word on. I'm not entirely sure, but I do believe he stepped down now, which would, I really don't know who's in charge. Who's in charge? Is it Obama? Like, what is going on? What is happening out here? It's just a giant cluster bomb. Please, and I'm really like, oh my gosh. Kamala Harris, she's definitely not fit to be president, and that's not somebody I would trust running the country. Not somebody I trust making financial decisions. She just is not there. And then the feminism, and then the socialism, the communism, and then seeing how she was with Biden, and then seeing what Biden did. It's just, you got to be kidding me. But most people are sheeple, and most people, a lot of people are lazy. So it's kind of like when Biden got in office. Okay, being the Gen Z guy that I am, what I remember is like this. I remember that Trump was winning, and everybody was like, yeah, Trump is going in. He's cooking. He's about to become the president again. I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And then something happened, like, where then we had to all start, I think it was COVID hit, and then we all had to start voting from like home and stuff like that. And then there was these mail-in ballots, and then somehow the lights turned back on, and boom, Biden is now got the popular vote. I don't know how he did that. I definitely believe that election was rigged. And then I remember because I really didn't even know what Biden stood for. All I remember is that Biden was saying like, what was it? We're going to get rid of everybody's student loan debt. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Now that doesn't even make sense. Because if you look at it from a business perspective, I'm thinking like this: why would they get rid of the student loan debt for everybody when we got to pay the professors? We got to keep the lights on. How are we going to have AC inside of these universities? Okay, we got to pay the lawnmowers to cut the university's grass. I mean, I don't know where that college tuition money and all that stuff goes, but I'm definitely sure that a good percentage of that money would go into the teachers' pockets, the dean's pockets, and the maintenance pockets, and maintenance for the entire campus and all that kind of stuff. People got to get paid. So for them to just eradicate student loan debt is just ridiculous to me. And it just doesn't make sense from a business perspective. On top of that, this is how it struck me. On top of that, that's really unfair to the people. Now, I didn't have any student loan debt or anything like that, because it was just, I saw that stuff and I was like, nah, I'll pass. But I know a lot of people who got that stuff my age, and I was like, wow. I mean, I saw a lot. I was just like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But, that was that. And I'm sitting here like, you're voting for Biden thinking that he's going to get rid of this student loan debt, but that's not really like realistic. And I'm aware some people got it removed, but I do believe not a lot of people got that stuff removed, like not on a grand scale of things. So that was just what I remember. I'm trying to remember what year was that when Trump ran again. I think that was 2020, 2021 when Biden got in office. Was that September, November of 2020 when Biden got in office? And then 2021 to now, I think that's what happened. But yeah, I was just blown away at how easily people were swayed, and how naive and how lazy people actually are. And then I also said that's really unfair. If they were to wipe out all that student loan debt, that's really unfair to all the people who actually paid their student loan debt off. In that case, would that mean that the people who paid their student loan debt off would get a refund? Because all these other people are getting their student loan debt wiped out. So that was just my thought process with that whole thing. But that's just, I think that Kamala, if she were to be the one in charge and then try to push to be getting voted for and all that kind of stuff, she'd make some statements, some ridiculous statements like that. Kind of like the Biden free ice cream for life bill, and then no student loan debt. I think she would say something like, okay, I don't even want to say the things that came to my mind. Never mind. I take it. I'm not even going to say it. But yeah, I just think that she'll say something ridiculous and try to sway everybody to vote her, and then they might try to steal the election. It's kind of one of those things where you got to plan for the worst but expect the best. When it comes to these Democrats, man, I just think it's going to be interesting. So that's all my thoughts for this. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, wait. Shout out to the King Squad. Thank you to everyone who left a positive comment, liked, and subscribed to the channel and shares these videos. Thank you to everyone who keeps me updated and donates to the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. And that's all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.